What is up, party people? All right, so not much going on. So decided since I didn't go live the other day, I would. Hang on 1 second. Trying to click. Okay, all right. Figured since I didn't go live the other day, I wanted to go live. I wanted to talk about a topic that not too many people know much about. Me being one of them, of course. Not sure if anyone has heard. Screen up. Talking about. And this is what I mean. Okay, so I guess in 2017, they're saying a 4 billion-year-old particle hit Antarctica, and this is why it's such a big deal. So I was reading about this, and it confused the shit out of me. Didn't make any sense. One of the things that I don't understand is I get the whole idea of particles and how the particles interact with each other and so forth and so forth. But this one was one of those things that kind of really confused me. Maybe one of you guys in the Discord, got quite a few of you guys. I'll go ahead and read it, and I'll ask them a question and see if they ever heard about it. There's a single high-energy neutrino struck Earth on September 22nd, 2017. Came from a distant galaxy, warped around a supermassive black hole, and beginning with a blockbuster paper published today, July 12th, in Journal Science, and signed by hundreds of scientists spread across dozens of laboratories. It's leading giddy astrophysicists to rewrite their models of the universe. That's because, for the first time, this high-energy neutrino, a ghostly particle that barely interacts with other matter, left enough clues for them to figure out where it came from. For 4 billion years, this neutrino soared through space undisturbed. It might have passed stars, chunks of rock, or other galaxies. It might even have passed through them. Neutrinos can usually stream through matter without leaving any trace. So for most of the time it took life on Earth to emerge, to form bacteria, fungi, plants, and animals, and for one of these animals, us, to discover their existence. This neutrino traveled undisturbed. Okay. It says, or I'll finish the last one. Then it crashed into an atom in a block of ice in Antarctica. Spent another high-energy particle called a mono into an ice cube neutrino observatory. A massive particle detector buried under the Antarctic ice, and it disappeared forever. Okay, so that in itself confuses the living crap out of me. Just in the fact that, I mean, I have 1,001 questions. Maybe let me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Discord. If you guys want to jump on the panel, all you guys got to do is hit the link in the bottom, or if you hit that little here we go. There it is, the bottom of the screen, apostrophe Discord, and it'll send you guys the link right out there right away. Okay, let's go in Discord and disturb them and see what they are saying, and see if the conversation is of necessary to talk about. Go ahead and get some of you guys in here. I see you guys are trying to get in to the server. Go ahead and verify you guys. Got that. And then Lael. I don't want to let you in here, but I will. All right. So, like I said, Discord server is open to everyone. I'll go ahead and what's up, people?
So,
hi guys, we're live.
Hi, Sean. I'm walking down the
Hey,
highway
Sean.
at the moment. How are you?
Did your truck break down again, Trash?
I split a drive shaft in half.
How do you do
That's
that?
what she said.
What would you do that for?
Jesus.
That doesn't
Well,
sound
he
smart
was
at all.
driving, and it was time to split.
A digital.
Yeah, Sean, how you going, buddy?
pretty good. You know how you're like always think you're right on everything and everything makes sense in your world?
No, I just enjoy lecturing people who are wrong.
Okay. Did you hear me on the YouTube side yet on what I was talking about?
No, we were in here
No.
discussing crazy random shit.
Ah, okay. Let me go ahead and share live Discord thing. You guys can see what I was discussing.
I mean, we actually have a topic for this open hangout.
For the moment, until I stump. Basically, until I stump Davros.
Oh, did you get the video I showed you talking about gravitons, Sean? Did you see that?
I didn't see it yet. No,
Yeah,
but I plan
I
to.
DM'd it to you, man. Have a look at it. It's proof positive that Barney's full of shit.
Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful drawing.
Yes, it is. It's CGI because
Because it
All
has
right,
to be.
so here we go. Everyone. Okay, so if you guys go ahead and click on that link, you'll see what I was talking about. Neutrino. Not any neutrino, but a neutrino from 4 billion light years away.
yes,
Yeah.
You've heard about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do they know that this particle is from 4 billion light years away?
Sean.
well, you see, they did some flurf magic called math, and that's how we know.
That doesn't exist
Where's
here.
this picture where's this drawing that you're talking about?
Me?
Oh, click where it says live on Sean within the within the chat.
Yeah, it's an article. Yeah, but okay, so this is what doesn't make any fucking sense. How
on
do
your
we
regular
detect
channel?
a particle from 4 billion light years away digital?
Because so we track the path, and we work out its direction.
How
and
do
then
you
we
track
go,
its
aha!
path?
Easy, by the direction that it hit the sensor.
Okay, so it hit this sensor, and after bending around galaxies, going through, apparently, they're able to. That doesn't even make fucking sense, dude.
Neutrinos. I thought neutrinos just go through everything.
They can, but it says
Yeah, they
right
don't
here.
bend.
It says where is it? It says it came from a distant galaxy, warped around a supermassive black hole, and beginning with a blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's basically what it says. It just says it came from a distant galaxy, warped around a supermassive black hole. That seems like a lot of information for a particle.
That's just some stupid fucking person that writes an article and has no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Because for the first
and you're
time,
right.
this high-energy
Yeah.
neutrino, a ghostly particle that barely interacts with other matter, left enough clues for them to figure out where it came
How? How do you tell a particle comes from that far away, though?
You point your radio antenna over there, and you notice that there's a neutron star in that direction. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what neutrinos are emitted from. I'd have to look that up.
Let's look that up. Because you do realize
I thought there was only they've only detected they can't detect neutrinos, but they've detected a certain neutrino in the family of neutrinos that what makes them think that there's these neutrinos that are passing through everything. So they built these huge detectors to try and find them, but they've yet to actually see any.
Okay, it says a neutrino. A neutrino or a neutral subatomic particle with a mass close to zero and half integral spin. Rarely interacts with any normal matter. 3 kinds of neutrinos are known associated with the electron, muon, the tau,
Muon.
whatever, you're a
Muon.
muon, the tau, and the tau particle. See, this doesn't make sense. Okay, let's
Okay, so
break this
tau
down.
particles are tau particles. Okay, it's one of the 3 states of a neutrino.
Yeah, so that's the one that's the one that they've witnessed is the tau particle, and so they believe that these neutrinos exist, but they have yet to freaking actually see one or their detectors. These detectors that they've built has not found one yet.
See that? Yeah. See, this is so. Let's get this.
That's
so,
what the
so we have
Dune
not-
project is for.
So we haven't seen all 3 of these neutrinos before, or we've seen these neutrinos act in 3 different ways. Is what they're saying.
Well, it's the fact of the annihilation of the neutrino. We can't study it once it annihilates.
Okay, so when it annihilates, basically it stops.
Yes.
Okay, then how are we able to detect this from 4 billion light years away?
Because the was it the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope?
Okay, see, that doesn't answer my question.
You asked how.
Actually,
I
it
told you
could be.
how.
Actually, it could be because whenever. Wait, no. That's not gonna make sense. Never mind. I'm gonna have to look at that.
Brian. Shush.
I'm trying to white knife for you. Why won't you let me?
Okay, it says a neutrino is able to react with an atom of gallium 71
Gallium.
and 71, converting into an atom of an unstable isotope gallium 71.
Gardenia.
Yeah, see, this doesn't. Davros, I'm asking.
Because it's words. It's words you don't like.
Yeah, the long words that try to confuse people so that neutrinos sound real as fuck. But I'm not seeing that right now, my friend. That doesn't make sense to me right now, my friend.
Hang on, my friend.
Well, what I'm reading says that antineutrinos were discovered back in 1956, and I'm looking at these other detectors as well, and they have a chlorine detector that looks like it turns into argon when it gets hit by a neutrino.
It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. It just does not make sense.
That they have
Well,
also
one
had
of your
11
favorite-
other neutrino.
One of your favorite scientists, Sean, he said it himself. You know, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to.
But then why explain it? Okay, see.
And here's the
No,
thing,
I
Sean.
mean
It may make sense.
the explanation doesn't have to make sense to you. It just has to make sense to somebody.
Yeah, who's to say what makes sense? To us, it's incomprehensible. By that I mean you and I.
But that doesn't make sense. How does a neutrino? Okay.
I think they don't know,
So
Sean. I think that they have it's a base understanding of something that they have to put a label on, just like dark matter. So they call it a neutrino. I mean, they know these things exist, but they know there has to be that thing that doesn't have a charge. It's got to be a neutral. So they call them neutrinos for I just don't think they fully understand what they are.
Well, that's not the same thing at all. I mean, labeling something dark matter and then defining something as a neutrino are two different. A neutrino has a definition, has a defined set of qualities and characteristics.
Neutrinos are a quantum particle, the same as a quark. The same as the boson. Fundamental particles.
Yeah, the Higgs boson would be a really good example of
It's
how this detector works, because you can't actually see the Higgs boson. You can only see what it decays into. If I'm
so
not mistaken.
a neutrino is a particle that has neither a negative charge or a positive charge. It's neutral. It's neutrally. There is no charge.
Yep.
So explain that. How's that even possible? You have something. All particles have a
Neutrons don't have
charge.
charge. I didn't think
Every
neutrons had
particle has a
charge.
No,
charge.
Neutrons
not
don't
all
have
Neutrons
charge.
particles
don't
have
have a charge.
charge.
No, according to
Neutrons
science,
don't have
they
charge.
don't. Well, okay, neutron's the same thing as a freaking neutrino if you want to look at it that way.
No, it's not.
No.
A neutron is a composite of 3 quarks, and a neutrino is its own elementary particle.
Okay, so
So maybe Barney can answer this. Where is this neutrino? Where they've seen this neutrino?
Where they've seen this neutrino, so it was first posited when they were observing nuclear decay, in which a proton would turn into a neutron by absorbing an electron, or conversely, a neutron would decay into a proton and an electron. In
So
either
this
case,
is-
there wasn't enough mass or energy being released, and the missing mass was ascribed to a new neutral particle which had a tiny amount of mass and energy that accounted for it. That was the hypothetical origin of it.
so so they've seen this back in the 50s or 70s or whatever, and now
No,
they've built all these detectors deep underground in water tanks, these neutrino detectors that they're supposed to be these billions and trillions of freaking neutrinos passing through everything. How come they haven't found any since? How come they don't?
What do you mean they haven't found any since?
They find them all the time.
Well, look up neutrino detectors, and they're still building these things. They're building them bigger and bigger, and they still can't see them. They're supposed to be
No,
passing
they.
through us all the time.
Huh? How do you just say something like that and stay alive? Like, what's the basis of your statement?
Oh shit! So they're not building neutrino detectors in the freaking
They are building
deep in the ground with fucking water
deep
tanks
in
and
the
millions of
ground.
detectors.
Yes,
Yes.
because
Okay,
after
so
they discovered,
why
after
haven't they
discovered the
fucking
first
seen any
few,
neutrinos yet?
after
Why-
they
Who
discovered the
says that they
first
haven't?
few,
hang on, no name.
they designed better and better observatories, just like we do with solar observatories and astronomical observatories all the time.
Yeah, it's literally like, why are we building bigger and bigger telescopes if nobody has ever seen stars?
I don't
Why
know.
do we
The
keep building
articles that
them?
I've read say that they have yet to freaking detect these neutrinos that they've been looking for.
Well,
Then why build a detector?
What's your source?
Which
Oh,
articles
shit.
are you reading?
Jesus, I guess I got to go look for
Are
them.
you?
Out of some
Yeah,
scientific freaking website.
you're getting it mixed up with dark matter again.
Yeah, why would we build more detectors for neutrinos if we never detected one in the first place?
Because we're trying to detect them, but we have detected them. There are two ways in which we detect them. One is the interaction which I just described, when a neutron absorbs a positron and a neutrino, it becomes a proton, or when it absorbs an electron and an antineutrino. When a proton absorbs an electron and an antineutrino, it becomes a neutron.
Now, Barney.
That happening in a nucleus of an atom will change that atom's element, and we can go ahead.
So this is the big question that no one's been able to answer yet.
Okay.
How do they know it's from 4 billion light years away?
They detected a blazar.
So they detect a blazar and assume.
No.
So there are multiple ways of detecting neutrinos. One of those ways is through collisions, where a very fast neutrino coming from some extremely energetic event will come in and collide with an atom, either knocking its electrons off or splashing it apart.
Okay, so let me see if I
If
got
that
this right.
wait, let me finish.
Okay.
If that happens,
Mhm.
then the momentum of that neutrino is transferred into the parts of the atom, and you can trace the collateral effect, which direction things are spraying into, and which which direction and how much energy was put into them.
Okay. So we see an event that we calculate to be 4 billion light years away. And then one of our detectors detect something hit an atom abnormally. Or as we would see a neutrino do it. Am I
Yep.
correct? Okay.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And
Yep.
and because of what we know or we calculate them to come from, that blazar, is that what you said?
An example, yeah, blazar is
Okay.
an example of a
Okay,
neutrino source.
Okay, so
The sun is a neutrino source as well.
So how do we know that that neutrino didn't come from our sun?
So you can by the collision artifacts, you can tell which
Ah.
direction the neutrino came from.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can-
So
I'm reading this article right now, Sean, and it looks a lot like the same way that police use ballistics to figure out
Exactly,
the
literally,
well,
trajectory
yeah,
of
because I was looking at it and I saw it was a picture of what I know was a cloud method. What was it called that we were looking at the other time, last time, Barney? Where they
cloud chamber.
yeah,
Cloud
the cloud
chamber.
chamber. It's like a picture like that. You guys can I'm on
Yeah.
it right. Um,
Oh, I found what Maxwell was thinking of. He's talking about looking at the cosmic neutrino background. We have not directly detected that. We have
this is
directly detected other.
so confused.
It's believed that there was a huge amount of neutrino release simply because of the amount of neutrinos that are theorized to exist that would have happened shortly after the Big Bang, and that it would exist in a radiation pattern very similar to how the cosmic microwave background radiation exists. We can indirectly measure the neutrinos that way. We
Wouldn't they
have not managed to
neutrinos
find a way
already
to
passed by,
directly.
though, from the Big Bang?
What?
Same as light, right?
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah,
The
that's why
neutrinos
it's
that were
background.
near our position would have passed us by, but the neutrinos which were far away would just be coming to us.
Same as photon detection.
I see. I get
So
it.
that's what Maxwell was saying. Well, we keep building these trying to detect them. Yeah, we're definitely still trying to figure a way to directly detect the background.
Just
So-
look up the Dune project.
So a neutrino is not even something that we could study like that. We only see the effects of what happens when it hits an atom.
Yes.
Actually,
that is
Charlie's
because-
saying
and
that
that's because
Fermilab generates neutrinos
But
in
that's
the lab.
because it's not a positive or a negative charge, right? There's nothing to register it.
But its interaction changes the state of the
that's
particle
one
that it hit.
thing, but
Yeah, it needs the interaction for us to see it happening.
so it's a very light particle. It has no electric charge, it has no color charge, and its mass is really, really low. So it is very hard to detect, which is basically why all matter is almost completely transparent to it. So why we use big tanks underground is because pretty much everything else will get filtered out. If it were neutrons, they would collide with other things and get blown apart far before they reach the tank. Um, the solar observatory, solar neutrino observatories usually work at night when the sun is on the opposite side of the Earth, because they want as much of the Earth between them and the detector to just filter everything out except neutrinos.
Okay, I see. But even when it's detecting them, is it still their interaction that they're detecting?
Yes, just the interaction.
Okay.
Now that interaction, we've been through it with the cloud chamber, but it's a very similar process.
Okay.
That interaction tells you about the momentum of the particle, right? You can momentum is conserved and energy is conserved, so you can kind of piece together everything that flew out of the interaction, measure all of its charges and all of its mass and all of its momenta, how much energy and how much speed they have in a certain direction. You add them all together and you get the properties of the original particle that came in. Which direction it came in from, how fast it came in, what was its mass.
I see.
Right? Literally, what the guy said, police ballistics. Reconstructing the original elemental particle from the crash, from the outcome.
Yeah, they also use the ice cube detector.
Okay, so they use a hydrogen bubble chamber. It's called a hydrogen bubble chamber is what they used for the neutrino. That's what they used.
There are multiple different detectors. Some use xenon gas. Some use something like cleaning fluid.
Damn.
Water. I know that the Antarctic has a huge neutrino detector, which is basically using the Arctic ice, where they have probes deep into the ice over a huge area, over several kilometers, looking for the flashes of light, basically from those collisions.
Damn, that thing. So they, or Stingray was here. So they basically detect undetectable explosions. That's how, I'm just trying to think of how sensitive the detector is. Yeah. I see. I get it.
Pretty much think of it like it lights something up. So it increases the energy.
I get it. It's kind of like it passing. It's like it hits the atom and it makes the atom turn into a Incredible Hulk. It just turns green. And then why the hell did it make that atom turn green?
It's the fact that the fact that it increases the energy state. And that's what they detect. Like flash points of light. Right. So you'll see the increase in energy.
Or decrease, right? Well, that's what confuses me.
I'm trying to simplify it. So like when you see an LED light up, right? But just think of it as like quantum sized particle lighting up. So you can't see it yourself.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So you're looking for that flash interaction.
Kind of like a flash dance?
No. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, neutrinos remind me more of like the periodic table of elements, where they based on the model, they can predict what other elements they have yet to find. And neutrinos are like that. You know, the standard model of particle physics says that there should be something in this energy state, and it's nearly massless. And they, kind of reverse engineer the detectors to try to pick up on that.
Is the neutrino a product of light?
I think it's a
No.
product of two photons being smashed together, and the mass is almost all stripped out of it.
No.
Okay.
The only force that neutrinos are interacting with is very, very weakly interacting with gravity, which we have no particle to, but it couples with weak nuclear force. So it couples with the W bosons and the Z bosons.
Wait. So if the neutron were to hit, if a certain type of neutron were to hit an atom, and it did something completely different, is that how, like, say, the graviton would be discovered?
Okay, hitting something with a neutrino versus hitting something with a neutron is literally tossing a tennis ping pong ball at something and tossing a wrecking ball, like those iron
Well,
wrecking
it depends
balls.
on the velocity, Barney.
Yeah, it's called a
It
neutron
does.
bomb, John, not a neutrino bomb.
Yeah, but it also size and mass.
Well, I think my question was more of, is that how the graviton would be detected? It interacting with something in this situation. I think is more of what I was trying to ask about.
Can you phrase the question as a question?
Will they discover the graviton by an interaction?
Thank you, Davros.
Very.
I mean, that's easy.
Just say yes, Barney.
Yeah, but it seems too simple of a question. They're like, duh, yeah, of course. But would it be the same method? Would we see an atom do something? I'm trying to figure out how they detect particles, basically. And I get, what they do, but the graviton is different. How would they detect a graviton if they were to? It's kind of, I can't really ask that question because then they'd know how to detect it. Huh?
There is no coherent hypothesis containing gravitons.
Except for it being correct.
What?
Except for it being correct. I believe
Except for it being correct.
I believe there's a graviton out there, and it is what does it is what is the responsible for the push, not the pull, the push of gravity.
That's not how science works.
Damn it, Barney! Let me have this.
What's pushing? What's pushing?
If we found the graviton, gravity would work as a push-pull system.
Buoyancy
Okay.
works for that.
Now, that's fine, but you're using English to describe vague terms, and then asking, how would I detect that particle? What particle? You haven't described a particle. You have not described a force. You have not described a field. You have not described anything physical. You have used English, right?
Yes, I have.
It's like you're saying, "Hey guys, it might be possible that little naked fairies exist." Now, can somebody tell me how to catch one?
I do. I know how, and I have. I'm serious.
Well, what you're going to want to do is start with a toadstool ring,
I'm telling you
right?
right now. You guys may
and then
think
keep
you
your,
guys
keep
think
your
I'm
little
crazy,
iron
but
horseshoe
I'm telling you
around.
the truth.
Sean, we'd need a bear to catch a naked fairy. I don't think we need to do that.
I'm going to tell you right now, I have caught one.
So Barney, this neutrino, the electron neutrino, as it decays into a muon neutrino, and then the muon neutrino, as it decays into tau neutrino. Does any of these, does the tau or the muon neutrino, when it do they ever go back to an electron neutrino?
Yes.
Is anything?
Yes, they oscillate. They oscillate between the generations. That's the current standing hypothesis.
So, like if a muon neutrino combined with a tau neutrino, would it turn into an electron neutrino? Or
each of those detectors, and they will have one detection per minute, hour, day, something on that range, right? Your chances of even detecting one single neutrino are incredibly small, but
So
there are
when-
so many of them that those changes compound.
so when they're actually detecting, they're detecting mass change of a lot of neutrinos, not just one. Is
No,
that what
they're
they're saying?
detecting collisions with one by one, but there are trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions, which are just going by undetected without interacting with anything.
I don't know. Sounds like they need a better detector.
If you have any idea how to make a more efficient neutrino detector, that would be awesome. The number is something like you need 5 light years of lead. Like you would need a shield of 5 light years of lead to have a 50-50 chance of stopping a neutrino.
Holy shit!
Holy shit.
Well, I mean, there's got to be some way to do that. I mean, shit.
He just told you.
There's got to be. No, I know, but I mean, if it takes that much mass to to give you that odds, I mean, there should be a way to increase the mass of something some other way.
We could always
It-
go.
it's
We could always go out there and grab a teaspoon of neutron star, bring it back, and see if that'll stop it.
yeah, fair enough.
You know, I mean,
Home
if
Depot,
Einstein's
Lowe's, where do you get
correct
that?
with his speed of light theory, you could
Big
use
Who?
you could somehow use lasers and detectors to increase the mass of the freaking light or whatever.
What?
Confused. Hey, Feynman?
I mean,
Light is by definition massless in that it has no rest mass. You can't. Even when it impacts something, it doesn't become a mass. It just
Yes, it
it
does.
dissipates its energy in its reemittance.
So wait, are you saying that light
No,
weighs you down?
light weighs
well,
you down.
there is such thing as
Yes.
Ah,
a
wow.
I even forgot what the hell it was.
I weigh Sean down.
It transfers energy to you.
Yes, and the
Is that
energy.
like when you use one of those 1,000,000 watt lights? Feel the heat standing away from it?
But that's energy.
Yes, and that energy is equivalent to mass.
Yes,
It's
only
just
equivalent,
jiggling.
but not the same as.
It's making your skin jiggle. That's why you feel it.
Or what I was saying was that light will never have a rest mass.
It's like someone bitch slapping you, but just on a smaller scale.
It's kind
Barney,
of
I didn't say that it was massless. I said that it has no rest mass as a part of it being massless. Even when it impacts you, it's absorbed as energy and readmitted as a different particle. It's never a resting particle.
Yeah, kind of like Conor McGregor's shoulder on Cowboy's face.
Yes, but you can keep absorbing more and more light to accelerate and become more massive.
And then until it
Because you're
burns your
increasing the
skin.
energy. The energy increases the
However,
mass.
to do that, you would need to have charge. Only charged particles can interact with light.
Yeah, they have
Can I
to
have
be able
Light
to.
light is not charged. Light is not charged, but light only interacts with charged particles. So no, unfortunately, we cannot use light to accelerate neutrinos till they become so massive that they're more easily detectable. The way that they're accelerated is by weak force in nuclear reactions, in nuclear explosions.
I just realized, hell yeah, light has mass. That's how a fucking solar cell works.
Exactly.
Yes, they
Mind blown.
turn those.
It doesn't
they
have
turn those
so,
wavelengths into energy.
yes,
I've only
and
been
that
I've only been
energy.
pointing that out to Lemonberg for months now, Sean. I can't believe you haven't
Yeah,
listened.
try
in on our
doing that shit for years, no name.
Yeah, but you never explained to him that light has mass because that's how solar cells work.
You're right. Lemonbird has never heard that argument ever.
He has. He's heard it from me. Plenty of
Yeah,
times.
only you. No one else.
Yep.
Lemon Bird also doesn't think that space is real, so how on earth is he going to accept that argument?
It's one
Fair.
of those. It's one of those crazy people arguments. You know, the ones that people go into it, say the same shit over and over again, like it's going to change the next time. You know, kind of like talking to
Yeah,
Seek and Find or Chris Berry.
yeah, except they don't get their facts correct.
No.
But a fact's a fact.
Where's a question, Barney? If they're detecting, if neutrinos go through everything, how come they don't? How do they know that they're not detecting some of these neutrinos during these Large Hadron Collider experiments?
Because you can, because you can. We've been through this. So if you have a particle detector and you put a magnet to it, you can detect whether the particle is positively or negatively charged based on whether it will literally curve to the left or curve to the right.
Maxwell,
Therefore, you can measure and determine its charge by how much it curves and by how fast it's moving. You can determine its mass, right? By what it collides with and interacts with, you can determine other properties. What's its weak charge? What's its spin? What's its isospin? What's blah. By all of those things, you can determine what the particle is, and by the laws of conservation of energy, mass, momentum, angular momentum, and all of that, which also translate to quantum physics. So you have conservation of spin and so on and so forth. You can reconstruct what has entered into the reaction. Now, when you're comparing a neutrino collision with two protons hitting head on at 99.9997% of the speed of light, that neutrino, it's like literally you're trying to hear a feather fall at a rock concert, right? Even if that happens, it's significant.
But the main point of that is that even if they called it flipper flopper, this interaction happens, and we called it a neutrino reaction, right?
Yep.
So when people are going, because like I said, when I heard this, in my mind it went impossible. Now that you explained it, it makes more sense. And I know there's still going to be people going, it's made up, it's bullshit. Okay, well, then
yes, but the universe is under no obligation to make sense to you at all in any way.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It has no obligation to you.
Yes, it does.
Because whether you were here or not, it would still do the same thing.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would. Because it wouldn't know whether you're right or wrong, Sean.
I'm correct.
Is somebody demonstrating gas pressure next to a vacuum by any chance?
Yeah, just go outside and fart.
No, I heard a vacuum cleaner go.
Sounds like it's coming from you.
From
Gavros.
Me? Well, do you want us to get into the dark matter? Do you want us to move on to that?
We can talk about that. I know all about it.
Yeah, how and who brought you the
universe.
information?
You telling me the universe is wrong?
Hey, whoa. You just told me that the universe makes sense to you, and now you're asking me if it's wrong.
No, I'm asking if you're implying that it's
right. The hand argument.
No.
I have a bachelor in physics, but I'm going to ask you all these physics questions, and whatever answer you give me, you're wrong.
No. I didn't say you were wrong. I just said the universe isn't. And the universe explains this to me. Wait, my bad. Okay, I say universe, I mean God, aka Barney.
No.
Yes.
Barney doesn't
Pineapple
have
belongs in a
omnipotent.
pizza.
Fuck you, Barney. That slipped out. My bad, God.
Are you benevolent?
If I am God, then pineapple belongs in a pizza.
Hey,
Okay, so
not
are you
everyone listens
benevolent?
to everything, God. I didn't say I listen to everything you say. I just said you're God.
So
Yeah,
Barney
what's 10 times 10?
Barney, I'm an atheist, so I don't listen to you anyway. So
Sorry,
That's
still
Barney,
okay.
your
is there
hey, no name. He's still your
Hey,
God.
I'm
There is
By
only
the
your
one.
way,
God.
yeah, everyone has been.
Barney, is there any theories or hypotheses that show or that are about who's to say, like the smallest thing that we have seen, like a neutrino
Planck
or
scale.
whatever you want to call it, a particle, a lepton, gluon, whatever you want to call it, all the
Planck
stuff
scale.
that we see on a smaller scale. Is there a hypothesis or theory that says that the universe and all the planets and the suns and all that crap is the same or similar to what's on the smallest scale that we can see that is on the largest scale also, but we can only see part of the largest scale?
Lemon bird, go
Are
away.
you literally asking for the theory of everything now?
No, it's not it's not a theory of everything. It's
That
just
you are asking for the theory of everything
I
Yeah,
mean,
right
he
now.
wants
who's
unified
to
Oh
field
say?
no, no, no,
Who's
theory.
no!
to
I get
say?
what he's saying. He's saying
Who's to
that if
say
our
that
biggest particles are not a super the smallest particles to something bigger than us.
exactly? Who's to say that the sun or something isn't a proton?
To quote
I
one of my
mean,
all-time favorite
Yeah.
movies, Animal House. Like, so you're telling me that there could be a universe in the atom of my little finger, and
yeah,
that
exactly.
we could be an atom in some other big giant's little finger? Yes.
I've
Yeah,
been
exactly.
talking a lot lately about Penrose's conformal geometries. That's literally that.
Penrose, Roger
Yeah.
Penrose.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah. It's all woo.
Woo,
Why is it all woo?
that pretty much makes sense.
Yeah, but that whole part of cosmology is so much straddling the limits of philosophy and unverifiability that uh, maybe they will get onto something, but at this point it is just speculation. It is what is logically possible and in accordance with the known laws, right? So Penrose's conformal universes are logically possible and in agreement with that thing that all flat earthers seem to be looking for, or science deniers. Is it possible? Well, it's possible if you don't know enough, right? The more ignorant you are, the more things are possible. If you don't know anything, then everything's possible, right? When we're talking about string theory and we're talking about conformal geometries, or conformal universes, and we talk about the multiverse, and then we're talking about that same thing, but actually taking into account everything that's known in physics and cosmology. And then looking for ways to actually test it, to turn it into a testable hypothesis, an unambiguous testable hypothesis, and then testing it, and only then can you say, well, it actually is that.
They need to
Oh, not
step up
even
their
then.
game looking for gravitons. That's my big find. That's what I want. I want graviton.
Okay, go find them.
Thank you. God has given me permission.
Yeah, and Barney's going to be eating his words when we find him, Sean.
Damn right. I don't know how you eat words, but we'll make it scientifically possible.
Well, if you make some salad, put some sauce on it.
You eat
Oh.
the words out of word salad.
I feel like we're all gonna whittle down to nothings, like little Skeletors, if we keep eating all that word salad.
Did you?
Did you what?
I know. Crash goes to say something profound and then he completely cuts out.
I don't know about profound. Let's not.
I said, did you make a He-Man reference referring to Skeletor?
I did.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Nicole. All right. What other topics you guys want to bring up now? I brought up one. Your turn, motherfuckers.
Can we
Yeah,
discuss
shitty
why
photos.
GM thought it was a great idea to use composite drive shafts on their new trucks?
No.
No. Can we ask a question about
I have a
shitty
peer
photos?
review topic.
Shitty photos.
Peer review topic.
What would that be? What would you like to peer
Travis's
review?
tears.
Is it ether, or aether?
Ether. Easy. We don't even need to do
Ether.
peer review on that.
But ether is also the gas. Crash brought this up earlier with
Yes,
out of date rate drugs.
exactly.
So, I mean, there could be some confusion there, and I'm trying to be scientific.
Well, I think it's a little bit different context when you're talking that, so it can't be the same thing.
Yeah, but if I put it in a rag and sniff it, I'm going to be on a completely different level to you.
Put an asterisk next to one and put a dagger next to the other and disambiguate them in the footnotes.
No.
Can we do a peer?
No, we need to
No,
do a
apparently not.
GoFundMe for a fucking Wi-Fi connection for Crash. Just Crash from now on. Just have Nicole talk because it doesn't happen to her. Anyone else notice that?
I've been
because
saying
the
this for a
interwebs-
while now. It's that metal plate in Crash's head
No.
interfering with
I
his
know what
cell
it
phone
is.
con-
Crash is testing out Tesla's vibration theory on how he can bring down the internet.
Yep, that's it. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you should be saying that, Crash.
I haven't heard about this one.
Huh?
Said I haven't heard about that one.
That one what?
Tesla's vibration test to bring the internet down.
Yeah, it was before Pornhub.
Well, so remember how he tried to do the resonant frequency to dismantle a bridge?
A building?
Same theory.
The bridge collapsed on its own.
Yeah, but it's that theory that if Crash keeps roboting out, will his vibrations of his roboting crash the internet?
No.
No, that
How
will
do you know?
happen. That will happen because of Pornhub and people jerking off in synchronizing when they jerk off.
Yeah, you
And
know,
then-
Pornhub's,
If I hear of that ever happening between any of you people, I will never talk to you again.
what,
And they
Crash
will
and
hit the
Pornhub?
resonant frequency of the Earth, thus blowing the planet apart.
From all the masturbation.
Yeah.
If we all jerk off on the northern hemisphere where we shoot off into space. That's the question of 2020.
I never heard of no northern hemisphere.
That's because
Can we
you
get-
don't exist. How
Can we
can
get
it
Pete Shay's
how can
opinion
something
on that?
exist if you don't?
Yeah, I just give my opinions because they're my experience of reality.
Your experience of reality is far from reality.
Andrea says T-Blop is way better than Pornhub.
Yes, it is.
Never heard of it.
Well, goodbye, Sean. It was nice knowing you. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, guys. I got some researching to do.
It's some one-armed research.
One arm. Never mind.
This may be the longest.
Well, you need to be able to
research
click the
run
mouse.
you've ever had.
Not when you have 5 screens, Davros. Not when you have 5 screens.
Yeah, but you have to click the mouse to say, yes, I accept.
Except, talking about. I was talking about Davros. Got a dirty mind.
Sean got a hold of Stephen Hawking's old setup so he could fap, hands free. It's new technology.
Yeah, I got
just
voice
now matriculating
it's
down
all
to the
voice activation.
Interesting.
No, it's not. And it scares me that you say that and it comes in perfectly clear.
What about the flat earthers on Pornhub?
No, we're not discussing flat earthers on Pornhub. You have a weird sense of things to talk about. All of you.
They go
Like bad photos.
I bring neutrinos to the table, and now we're talking about T-flop, T-bop, T-blop.
There, I couldn't say it over the air, so I had to type it in chat and link sharing.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah, he put it in your other Discord.
Jesus. How would you do that?
To make you work?
Oh, you think I'm looking for it? I looked in live stream chat. It's not there. Oh well. Are you talking about?
No, sir. There are flat earthers that hide on Pornhub so their families don't find them. And the fuck part is they have better observations than traffic.
The funny part is that you're searching that.
I was curious.
Yeah.
That's how it usually starts.
I think you're a little deeper than you should be.
There, Sean. It's in video and link sharing in the bunker.
I bet I know what you were looking for. You were looking for old Orphan Blue, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, he wants story time.
You guys got any other topics besides this?
Yeah, bad photos.
Huh?
You mean besides porn?
Oh, I have an idea. Let's look at
bad photos.
All Travis had. I can't. Not my problem. I can't do anything about that. See if I can share this.
Can we look at more Travis's crappy photo?
Fine. You guys can now see what everyone else is.
Did you watch his live stream earlier?
No.
Why would we?
Well, he had a new video with a bunch of birds and the same problem, but he didn't want to discuss that.
The funny part is when Travis said that, I think he wished Crash was there.
Probably.
Yeah, because when he asked, "Do you even watch watch my channel?" everyone said no. You would have been the only yes.
It's okay. Travis is crying in the corner with Chris.
All right, so I don't even know if you guys are able to see this very well. But I'm gonna give this a rough draft. Okay, so basically, this is as simple as it gets. This is Travis's new observation. Everything under the red line and above the blue line, Travis believes is ether band.
Yes.
Which is obstructing the towers.
That was the explanation he gave us yesterday.
And
so you mean the ocean is ether?
Right. The reason for this is because when Travis, God damn it, Crash! Stop talking. Stop. Just stop. No more Crash. You're crashing. You're crashing hard. And then my favorite part is he's got to get it out, so he just continues to rope. There's got to be something. Hey, look on your whatever you're using and see where it says connected. It says it should say voice connected. Is it saying connecting right now? That was a question, Crash. Trying to help you.
You can try to switch to another region. Maybe that'll help.
No, I'm not. My connection is perfectly fine. Everyone's connection is great.
Yeah.
And I think I'm the only one that can. I think here I'm the one who has to do it, right? I don't think you guys can. Anyway, damn it, Crash! I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Now Travis says everything in there is his ether crap, but Jose was on last night. Was that last night? Night before, last night, I think. And trying to get my little ink out here because now it's just getting ridiculous. I just want to point out how ridiculous. So here's a big problem. There are these little things called birds. You can't see those birds. Those birds are right here.
Yep.
Problem with those birds being where they are is that somehow the ether band is a perch for birds as well. Now,
So there's
again,
3 little birds?
yes. So again, the reason Travis has, in fact, there's a 4th bird. I didn't even see that. The reason for
Well,
this
that screws up my Bob Marley reference.
The reason Travis believes that is all encased in his zombie band, it's dead, is because the oil rig would fit and its base would be where that blue line is.
Yeah.
If curvature of Earth was not existent.
Yeah.
This is why I think it's so dishonest, because it's not like we're debating where the miraging is. The fact that atmosphere does affect these things. It's literally whether or not a physical body of water is there or not.
Well, he doesn't know. He's just taking photos.
So he just moved the goalposts again. So now the ether band only applies to water and not the oil rigs. So the oil rigs.
No. And I will quote this. Travis says this: at no time does a physical body obstruct an object. It is due to the ether band.
Yeah.
He literally is saying that body of water does not exist.
Yeah, that's the mirage, and he's saying that the mirage is what is obstructing the true image of the platform. The only problem with that would be, let's say you take a water label to show you what horizontal is, what your eye level is. For that explanation to work, it would have to be parallel with the blue line, which would then be the true horizon. And all of that thing obstructing the platform would have to be above your line of sight.
So eye level would have to be
blue line or near the blue line, yeah.
Down in here. That is insane. Like, how you can't say you even understand how miraging works at this point then. Having a discussion with Travis about how refraction works is as pointless as it gets. For that reason alone.
Well, yeah. I think that was proven like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because he won't admit to anything.
Mm-hmm. And that's the great part, because he'll agree to everything as to miraging above that. Because I'd even say, at first look, if I didn't know those birds were there, I could justify him saying this line right here could be miraging. The problem is those birds are there, so those birds inside that mirage line kind of fuck it up for it.
You can get some obstruction by miraging, right? It takes
Oh, yeah.
a peculiar set of optical effects where you need to get sinking, and then you need to get looming, so that first the lines of light are sunk and intersected by a solid ground, like even on a flat plane, intersected by a solid ground, and then the image of that solid ground and all of that gets loomed to cover up the object behind it. And yeah, not consistently, not for every observer, not all of those things which are already been.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I can hear you.
I'm
Who the
going to
hell is that?
officially rename it to the Neutrino Band. It's
No,
Neutrino
the thing that makes him dishonest, in my view, is when me and Jose called him out on the damn birds. He wanted to change image.
Yeah,
I
real
don't
quick,
know
he
what
said,
those
He was
are.
like, forget those birds. Forget them. That multiple times. Jose was on his panel going, wait. I can't not look at those birds. Because at first he was saying, don't worry about the birds.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because he wants you to deny reality.
I don't think he wants you to deny reality. I think he wants you to validate his reality.
That's
But
exactly
that's
it. He
the
wants you to
problem
validate.
is you are validating his reality. The unfortunate part is he's not even validating his own reality.
He tried to
Because
change.
those are his videos, right?
Yes, he tried to change photos on me when Jose left the panel because I was chilling there for an hour before he.
They lost you again.
I didn't know if it was me.
You've always got me, Sean. You'll never lose me, mate.
There he is.
Hi, Rick.
Going on, guys?
Making fun of Travis's observation.
Cool.
Well, we were talking about neutrinos. But that seemed to confuse everyone when I explained how, it all works.
Well, we know you're too smart for everyone else, Sean.
Shh. Am I supposed to say that in public?
Sorry, my bad.
And I wish I had more of these pictures. I don't know. Actually, I'm happy I don't. Because it sounds like I don't get to listen too much lately because I've been back to working and everything. And for the next month, I'll be luckily not having to deal with that. But I don't want to. I can imagine how it's just irritated everyone is by everything there is to do with those rigs, the whale rigs. I was going to ask
say,
Travis to
watch your
send me
mouth,
more, but
Sean.
huh?
Gonna say, watch your mouth. Who's been talking about me?
About me?
I was
Never
just
mind.
gonna
Never mind.
I was
Know
just
about
gonna
that one.
say after a day of listening to everything about the rigs, that's about all I needed.
Thanks, mate.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's a little hidden secret a lot of you guys don't know. He's North Korean.
And I have 2 windows.
You have one window. No, wait.
I've got
You have
2. I
wi-
showed you
you
the
have-
other
you
day.
have-
The other one.
You
What are you
have two
talking about?
windows. You have 2 windows on one wall.
That's not fair. It's even a different side of the house, Sean. Come on.
You have a boat. Congratulations. You got a
Thank
painted
you.
window on your
I did.
house.
Yep. That boat's almost as expensive as some of your guys' trailer parks, mate. What are you talking-
What's that? I don't know what a trailer park is.
The thing you live in.
I don't live in a. You're a dick. I don't live in a trailer park. I live in a house.
Oh, see, I've been doing it wrong. I thought they were like dog parks where you took your trailer to the park so it could, socialize with other trailers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, feel so dumb now.
I posted my interaction with Travis from after his show. He's gonna be somebody.
Is going to be somebody. Even nobodies or somebodies. Let's see what else is going. Trying to find one of these new links, but I can't find it right. Seeing how you guys are so full of topics.
Well, somebody didn't want to peer review ether versus aether versus ether, so I mean, you can only blame
we've
yourself.
already proven that the ether does exist.
I tried to have a peer review on the damn bird.
What about the bird? We just had it. We don't need a peer review to know Travis is stupid.
But I was wanting to peer review the birds because they're smarter than Travis.
Well, I have different selections of birds you can you can peer review. I have the duck hunt birds. I have some swans or whatever the fuck they're called.
The duck hunt birds are probably smarter than Travis, even though they're 8-bit.
That's a rough one right there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, even the comparison is just wrong to do to the birds.
I agree.
Yeah.
Travis is more along the lines of Atari 2600.
China's lander releases data, high-resolution images of the moon. Let's see how China. Didn't share my. China's high resolution. Top right. Small craters. That's a shiny ass rover. Must have a rover watch.
It's all dust, though.
Hey, Sean, the audio's cutting out in YouTube.
Huh?
The audio is cutting in and out in YouTube.
You broke the interwebs. Or I did.
No one's talking. I think that's what it is. Everyone realizes no one's even talking.
I got corrected in chat that the Atari 2600 is also 8-bit, so maybe Travis is on par with a Pong console.
What the Mars rover looks like. That's these posits. Like the desert. Positive. All right. Oh, that wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. All right. Pick a topic, people. Damn, everyone muted me. That hurts. Hurts my feelings. All right. So, let's see here. If I can find. I will share then. All right. Well, that's it. Go ahead and wrap it up then. Let me see here. What's up, Lemon? What makes them fake Mars photos? Devon's Island passed off as Mars. Did I guess? Alrighty. Well, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and. That's the problem.
There
I
you.
think you said.
There he is.
What the hell just happened? I thought I was talking to myself. I was like, everyone left. Fuck you guys.
That's what
No,
we were
Your
thinking.
OBS was like, see you later.
Oh,
We were all here like, where the hell did Sean go?
I was sitting here like sitting at staring at it. I just didn't realize that my name wasn't on inside the Discord. I was like, that was weird.
Yeah, I just asked if anybody else had read up on the Space Force and what it's going to constitute of.
I can tell you what I think it's going to constitute of. I think it's going to be its main objective is basically to secure and police mining operations in space for the most part, I guess. All I know is I've read a
But
lot
that's
about.
going to be a lot pretty far in the future. At
Oh
that,
yeah.
you know, that's a the immediate was they're going to take over what the Air Force has been doing, and also
See,
work on other projects.
but see, that's the thing though. They've always had this space military. They've always had a agency or a what do you call it? A squadron or platoon. I don't know what you call it. Of groups that have different aspects of space or whatever that they do. Like I know there's an agency that all they do is search for anything the size of a basketball that's not supposed to be in our area. There's agencies that what was it, 3-4 years ago? NASA was actually put out a post hiring people for to police this to police space. Wish I could find it again. It was so long ago.
Yeah, that's the one where they were the NASA one was to look for junk and anything else that could be flying in, like an asteroid or anything.
Yes, NASA's Protective Services.
Yeah, and the Air Force has it as well. That was one of the jobs that you could do, and there was go and police space.
Yeah, and to me, like Project Fishbowl and all those things, those were all to me were more. Or let me back up. Again, this is one thing. I heard you guys having this conversation the other day, and you guys were talking about the beginning of NASA, and it was being from NASCA. NASCA was the military. Well, NASA was when that military agency decided to go civilian, and they then changed the name. To me, they only made it civilian so it looked less military. But all the rockets and all the Project Fishbowl and all that shit, to me was more about the ICBMs. I think the Space Force has a lot more to do with the technology of rockets that we have now and the capability of, spy and missile range and all that kind of stuff. They figured out the further into space or the higher up you can get your rockets or missiles to go, the more or the less they have to do to get there, basically. Once they figured it out.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking about that, like a way station at the moon, where they could attach a rocket to another rocket if they wanted to, and set up a base up there and shoot from the moon.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I even asked. I think it was the other day. I asked if launching from the moon would make Mars any closer, but I think someone already said it was. And RT-96, no, NASA was not civilian. NASA was military. It was military's
100%. Yeah.
It was
100% military.
Yeah, the reason NASA they stopped. The reason they say they ended NASA was because the European plane manufacturers were so far ahead of us. They didn't want to compete. But NASA was 100% military. Yeah, if you look it up. No, not NASCA. NACA. Yeah, not NASCA. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, what is Yeah, I don't know who
Well, you're the one that keeps saying it, Sean.
Okay, well, that's what I meant. Pronounce it. Say it.
Naka.
That's not what it is.
Is it not Naka and not Nazca?
I'm telling you right now, it's pronounced Nazca. Maybe the S. There's no S.
I just don't see an S in that acronym. Sorry.
You're right. There isn't. But it sure as hell ain't NACA. I've never heard him say NACA once.
When I think Nazca, I think of those Nazca lines in Peru.
Well, how are those spelled?
The way you're saying it, Nazca, N-A-S-C-A.
So.
N-A-S-C-A.
Oh no, it's Nazca. It's with a Z, isn't it?
It is N-A-C-A.
You guys are confusing me and my robot self.
You
NACA.
should peer review whether or not it's pronounced Naka, or Nask.
GPS sent like one of those dictionary word translator things of how to pronounce it, and the thing said NACA. Didn't even try to. I'll tell you right now, it's not knacker. This can be easily solved.
Yes, with peer review. Stringent, rigorous peer review.
Well, first I want the answer.
Well, that's
But I know I'm
cheating.
wrong.
We're
Of
not
course it
talking
is.
about your Friday night, no.
Oh, darn it. Wait, what did I do Friday night?
If you don't remember, we're not telling you.
The Eagle landed Friday night. I don't remember much.
I think he was rigorously peer reviewing himself.
Well, that's not fair. I was rigorous, that's true, but I was rigorously verifying Andrea's claim that T-Blop is better than porn.
Trying to find one that is talking about it and will say the damn.
NACA.
That's not what they call it.
Who's got the old school big lighter 2 inches from their mouth?
Oh, so they don't pronounce it. They always say that.
Spillage occurs from damaged tanks. Crash fires are started with fuel spill. The fuel dye indicates the path
I've never
of the
heard
fuel. The
now,
continuous
so I've always
fuel-wetted
heard
path extends from the brake in the wing to the nacelle and the engine exhaust pipe.
Yeah, you were roboting real bad on that one, Craig.
Here is how the wetting conductor.
I just don't get like when it robots though. It's like he still speaks through it, but it still sounds slow and together. That's why I'm confused on whether or not it's roboting or him.
It's just me. Like, y'all gonna feel bad when we meet in person and I talk this way.
I will feel so bad.
I think I'm just going to be prepared for it, is all.
We're not going to even notice it.
Yeah, but then if he spoke any different way, we'd be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah, you speak clearly. Who are you? We won't even know it's Crash unless Nicole's back there going, "Hey guys."
Oh, we shall see here shortly.
Engineer.
Foils, and then after that I'll go through a mathematical description of them. In a subsequent video I'm going to show you how to code up your own program to calculate different data points for these airfoils that you can export as a text file for use in whatever you want to do with it. So the NACA 4-digit airfoil is a
Okay, guess you're right. Doesn't make you right though. Just so you know.
Fair.
And RT, you're still wrong because you thought they were civilian the whole time. Ah. What's up, Sasha? How you doing? The question everyone wants to know, Crash, is do you have a flip phone or do you live on the moon?
Oh, I definitely live on the moon. I'm sure I'm roboting like crazy.
Not funny, Hannah. I wasn't wrong. I was just corrected. That's so wrong. Like you assume I was wrong. In reality, I just learned something, which makes you wrong, Hannah. Remember that. If I get the flu, Sasha, I'm coming to you and I'm whipping your ass for giving me the flu.
Oh wow, the gauntlet has been thrown. GPS just
Yeah.
said that is the most gleam thing I've ever heard Sean G say. Wow.
The only
That
difference
shots
is I'm
fired.
actually in correct GPS. The difference. Yeah, Davros, and now I'm gonna watch it. When God hands you something, you read it.
Today I want to talk about a topic that most physicists get wrong.
I like this channel. That what's her name? Rena Holson Founder. That scientist. She actually did one that said that even scientists are biased. You guys see that one?
No, I didn't see that one.
Insert lemon bird impression here.
He was talking about how the peer review system has bias, but there are ways that they try to exclude that bias in their findings. Yes, exactly. Confirmation bias.
Weren't we talking about that before?
We have, I think, quite a few times.
Yeah.
And this is the reality of it. I don't care what anyone says. You're gonna carry a bias. Everyone does. It's impossible. It's how you check your biases. What it really is. Like,
Better check yourself.
Exactly.
I don't have biases. Biases imply belief, and I don't have beliefs.
You don't have to have beliefs.
That's right. I just grunt and point at things. I see what I see.
How does that affect your outlook on life?
Well, considering I'm blind, it means that reality does not exist.
GPS has just offended blind people everywhere. Or No Name has offended blind people everywhere.
Wow. GPS by
No, that's
proxy,
just
is that what you're saying?
that'd be just what happens when Slick James goes blind. Is I guess reality ends.
I was just trying to bait GPS into cussing or yelling or something.
Do it, GPS, do it.
You can do it all night long.
Got quiet again.
Yeah, I thought maybe Sean was sharing that video in YouTube, but I went and looked and there's nothing.
And nope.
God, you guys just let it be all dead air and shit. Good job.
Well, we were talking for a little bit, and then I got started on a painting and got distracted.
No worries. I'm about to actually pretty much end this one pretty soon. Trying to figure out. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm pretty much tired anyway. I've had a long day. I just wanted to stream because I hadn't. So,
cool.
What's called? Though I am gonna announce this now. For those of you who did enjoy the UFC fights that we watched, with thanks to Jose and Lewis, I'm trying to set up a server and a idea that will make it so we can all watch fights without buffering and language barriers and all that good stuff. So that's in the works. And thank you, Sean, for helping me so far.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
What's wrong with watching fights in Portuguese?
You said it right there. Yes. Is that the correct answer, right? To that question? Yes. Just say yes and that's it.
Yep. See.
I'm getting all the kinks and figuring things out, but in the next couple of weeks, hopefully the first little event thing I'll be doing will be the John Jones fight. So,
cool.
Everyone having to spend $100 to watch a fight that could last 30 seconds, like the last damn one.
Yeah.
This will be hopefully it'll be a better option, and everyone will enjoy it that way better. It's just be a little bit more consistent.
I wasn't around. I was gonna ask what you thought of that
fight.
Yeah.
Very upset. Conor McGregor won, but nothing but props to him for using the shoulder like that. Not sure if anyone remembers, but John Jones is the one who really brought that to the cage. No one was doing that before John Jones did.
Oh, you were bragging about Cowboy before the fight, and you was all upset 30 seconds later.
Yeah, well, that's because that was the thing though, because that fight did not depict how Cowboy fights. That literally was like no one would have thought he's gonna throw some elbows that's gonna break your nose on the second hit. Otherwise, it would have gone completely different.
Do you think it was set up?
No, I think the fight was set up, as in they thought Conor could knock him out and they wanted to scrap. Yes.
Yeah.
Set up that way. Fixed? No. Set up? Yeah. I think a lot of those most of the fights in the UFC are set up.
That's what I was thinking when.
You gotta remember, it's an entertainment too. They gotta entertain the fans, so they have to set up fights. The problem is that you get fights like what was that fight? What was the guy's name? Eddie something. Eddie Alvarez. When he was over at WEC, he was great. And then he came to UFC, and he wasn't quite up to par. And they hyped him up so much, and then when he fought, it was less lacked. I mean, it was worse than believe it or not, to me, Conor McGregor whipped his ass worse than what happened with Cowboy. Only because what happened to Cowboy was so unexpected. It wasn't it wasn't his striking that did it. It was his fucking shoulder. No one ever thought that was going to break his nose and stop the fight.
Yeah.
I think I was happy to hear Cerrone say he wasn't retiring though. I honestly thought if he lost, he was retiring.
I think he was just not prepared for the shoulder, and I think he didn't want to go out that way.
Hell no. Yeah, maybe if you're saying like if he went 3 rounds, he may have had a different tone to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably, maybe, because it's kind of one of those things where like they really hyped up, his roster, like what he's done in the UFC a lot for this fight.
Right. Yeah. So maybe he just made that decision like after the fight, like seriously, I am not gonna go out like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, especially because he is one of the brawlers of the MMA. Really, shit.
Yeah.
That's why I was so upset. 'Cause it was just like I know damn well Cerrone fights a lot better than he did, or he could go the distance. That was just
Right.
literally just one of those things. That's, wow, that.
Yeah. Do
Like
you think
those elbow, those shoulder things are just like foot stomps. It didn't look like shit,
yeah.
but they can.
Yeah. Yeah, he just wasn't prepared at all for that.
And I mean, and then you got to think of it as that was Connor's game plan. It worked. So I mean, gotta give him props. It wasn't like I wouldn't even say that was like. I think it was set up to do something, but that outcome that was purely Connor's game plan working. Can't say
Yeah.
different, really.
No. His corner told him in the beginning.
And that's also
You
the
got to
other
do
thing.
something different.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, you got to remember, we want the fight to go 3 rounds. Both of them want that fight, or Cowboy probably wanted it to go 3 rounds too. But Connor, most other fighters want the quickest outcome possible.
Yeah. 2 seconds.
Trust me, there's not one fighter who has ever knocked someone out in 2 seconds and went, I wasn't happy with that win.
Yeah. Just ask Mike Tyson,
Yeah. Trust me, every time someone knocks someone out in seconds in the first round, trust me, they were going home happy. Everyone's booing, and he's in his head going, fuck, oh, yeah, motherfucker, I get to go home and not feel pain.
Would you have gotten into the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime?
Hell no. I'm not stupid.
No, me either.
Not a chance in hell. I don't know. How
You
much
know what?
money?
I'd do it. I'd be out in the first punch. I know it. But
I'd flop
you know
on the
what?
first punch.
I'd do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say $10 million to get knocked out. I mean, I'll
right
take
now.
that in a heartbeat.
Dude, Tyson would be in his corner warming up, and I'd get knocked out by one of those. I can't move. I'm done.
Ding, and you just fall down.
Biggest flop in history. Damn right, but I got all that money. Thank you. Bye. And my face still works. Yay. Winning.
Yeah, do it for charity.
Yeah. Hell no. Fuck those little kids. I'm not losing years of life by one punch for anybody. Pretty sure he takes years off your life when he punches you too.
I think you see through time when he punches you.
I think you're able to figure out the fourth dimension when he punches you. You just see it.
It's like Chuck Norris except worse.
It'd be like Chuck Norris on PCP. It'd be like, boom. Did he kick me? Dude, you've been in the hospital for 2 weeks. Oh.
Yeah. Ding!
What happened? 4 years later.
Yeah, he just punches you into the bed. Like straight into the bed. Right out of the ring.
I wish that I would love to hear the mind of someone who's gotten punched by Mike Tyson. Just like right after the fight, can you just read this paragraph for us real quick?
Was it Lennox Lewis? He did all right.
Yeah, but Lennox Lewis, when he fought Lennox Lewis, that wasn't in his prime.
He was he was 137 years old. Okay, I asked him. I said, "How old was you?" He said, "137."
Yeah, 137. Yeah, 137.
I'm pretty sure he didn't sound Australian in that movie, Davros.
Well, you see, you forgot about the lemoniferous ether.
Oh, it's lemoniferous now. That's cute.
Is that something like lemon fresh?
Yeah, it's Febreze. Next time I'm at the shop and I find some lemon Febreze, I'm gonna take a photo and then meme it.
Just do an MS Paint and scratch out the one part and put down lemoniferous ether.
Digital, you shouldn't piss off the
Holy
food
fuck!
like that.
Tell me, isn't it great that he just keeps going?
I know.
I try.
If you ever figure out your audio crash, I will make sure that I I play with it, your audio, so everyone thinks that's how you forever talk. God, we got like a whole new what do you call it, a whole new team of troll names now coming in. They've all changed. They've all obviously talked to Slick lately.
Uh-oh, did the James gang show up? The Belief Brigade?
The belief police, they're all in your head.
Sick Jones Jameson.
Yeah. He wants photos of Spider-Man. Well, James Jameson is the editor of the paper that Peter Parker works for.
God, you guys are such dorks.
Well, sorry for watching the fucking movie.
Yeah, how do you not know this, Sean?
Vagina?
It's vagina.
Look, just because you have a vagina doesn't mean that you can't enjoy Spider-Man, okay?
That's supposed to be funny? I'll send you a dick pic. I don't care.
I was laughing, but you know. And no, a picture of Dick Dawson doesn't count.
Dick Tracy.
It's like high school kids.
No, it's Dick Tracer.
You guys realize that Dick Tracy did come to fruition with his smartwatch.
Yes, he did.
No, it's a movie, right?
And that any man wearing a fedora can have sex with Madonna.
Excuse me?
That's true. That is true.
I wish I would have known that 20 years ago when she was not old.
Why do you think I have a fedora?
So you would have been 20, she would have been 40.
I was going to say 50. Her 50s would have been nice too. What, you like 70 something now? Gotta be.
60 something, I think.
That is insane. I'm not sure if that makes her old or makes me old.
Well, you are old.
No, I'm not.
You are.
As long as Carlos isn't here, I'm the youngest.
Oh, sorry, your mic's too loud.
Good.
just think of it this way. Nirvana is now classic rock.
Courtney Love still alive?
Yeah.
Are any Who still alive?
Who?
Who did you ask was still alive?
Courtney Love.
Oh yeah, she's hanging on like a hair on a biscuit.
She's like a cockroach.
Cockroach.
Ow.
Only famous because of their dead husband.
Were they married?
Yeah, they were married, had a kid. She had a band before that. Yeah, then they got together and yeah. I don't know. I never liked her. Never liked her band either.
It was the Ether Band.
I always did kind of enjoy Violet, but that's about it.
I don't know what that.
You mean the song?
Sorry, yeah, I was switching back to YouTube and I couldn't respond. Yeah, it was their their first big hit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the only one that they really had.
Nah, they had that doll part song that was pretty popular too. I never understood why, but
Doll Parts?
yeah, the name of the song was called Doll Parts.
I was listening to really crappy music.
It was the 90s. You couldn't escape music.
That was when MTV had music. Yeah.
It's like I turn on Foxtel when I go to the music channels, right? And you see the two top MTV channels, and all you see is like Sex on the Beach and something short, and it's like, oh,
preteen pregnancies. God,
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong
But then
with you people?
Then you go down to V, and it's 90s music, 80s music, this music, that music, that music, that music, that music. It's all music. But MTV, no, it's young 20-year-olds getting sexy.
I don't know how the hell that happened. That's the craziest thing in the world. Not even the reality show stuff, because sometimes that shit's fun. Watching the people just be people. I mean, how do you have a music channel that does not play music? Like whoever was
No
sitting
idea.
at that fucking desk at that during the meeting and went, "Let's stop playing music." They should have been fired on the spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you held every channel to that same standard, then Fox wouldn't be able to call itself Fox News.
Why not?
Because they don't do news.
Yes, they do.
What news?
Op-ed.
In the morning.
What news has Fox News brought?
Their news.
Yeah, so technically it's not news; it's somebody else.
So it's used. Should it be a
Yeah,
Fox used?
yeah, it should be Fox
Fox
used.
broadcast. Okay.
I think I got more news from MTV News than from Fox News.
You could get more news from Vice than you could from Fox News.
Vice is awesome.
Hi,
It used to
Sean.
be. Hello, stalker.
I'm here to talk to you, Sean.
Uh-oh.
You should be honored.
No, you should be honored, because that way I could stalk you.
It's Christmas.
No, Chris, on.
It's like T-Rex. Don't look at them. You don't talk to them and or move. Don't see.
That doesn't work for you because you wake up when I talk to you.
Yeah, you're the creepy dude. Like, understand, like, everyone, this guy's creepy. That's it. That's all I got to say. He's creepy. And he's stalking me.
It's not my fault you invited me to the server.
I didn't invite you to the server. You just happened to see a link and you clicked on it.
What's your point? Whose server is this anyway?
My server.
Is it really?
Yes. You want to see?
Do we get story time with Sean?
Do you want to see how quick you can get banned from the server?
You want to see? I could show you. It's mine.
Sean likes me too much. He's not going to ban me.
I will kick your ass out of here so quick. I'm just not at the I'm not holding the mouse right now. I'm trying to smoke a bowl.
Did you invite David to the server?
David who?
Dallas, Texas?
No, I don't entertain that shit anymore. We don't talk flat earth here.
Oh.
No, we just pay it out.
I'm driving a tank right now.
You're driving a tank right now?
Sick Jones Jameson says the spirit. Spirit. Shout it. Awkward. I don't even know why I read that chat sometimes.
There are some chats you just have to stay away from for a little while.
Real. See? And he's gone. That's how it works. Awesome. Alright, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta finish eating dinner. I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that already. Didn't do that a lot.
Yeah.
I can't help it,
Yeah, I've
man.
been meaning to talk to you about that.
You can talk all you want.
Won't do me any good, though, will it?
One of the side effects of marijuana.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This insatiable urge to have the munchies, no matter what the fuck you're doing, even when your mouth is right up against a microphone.
Yeah.
And then you really high when you're just.
Even if you already have food in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna need more.
I got something to say. Hang on, let me get some more in my mouth first. Okay, all right, let me say it now. That's how you can tell when I get progressively high during a stream.
Yeah.
First, I start right about here, and then I'm pretty sure you guys notice that as the stream goes by, I start sounding like this a little bit more, and a little bit more like this, and then it starts sounding like this.
A bit further away.
And then you're like, hey, hold on, I'll be right back in a little bit.
Yeah, hang on, I'll just do my Carlos impression. I'll throw my microphone to the other side of the room. Can you hear me?
It's amazing. The first hour, I'm right about here. This is usually where you hear me at. But what happens is about an hour into it, I got this thing on my chair.
You get relaxed?
Yeah, I click the chair thing and go. Now the chair leans back. And you guys hear this. So yeah. That's how you guys can now tell. We all have our niches.
Oh, jeez, the plain truth. Can you even Horizon Bro again? Like, he's streaming for attention. Do you ever watch the channel?
No one's watching me.
That's right. I went in there the other day. He had 3 people.
That sucks for him. The problem is that he cares. If he's gonna be somebody's one day, he better start soon.
The funniest is when we all went over to the Mind of God's channel the other night, and we were everybody but his mods in that.
Yeah, he had 2 mods and the rest of us were Globus.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we just stop,
Shit, even Chris
stop
Berry
watching
gets
or subscribe.
even Chris Berry gets shout outs from fucking Nathan Oakley, and still his channel doesn't blow up. That's odd to me.
Well, it is Dangleberry.
Well, yeah, of course, but usually, you know, all the flat earthers will then merge to his channel, and they don't.
No. Because
Travis is like the Sean Hawkins.
Oh, not even, because
I decided I'm gonna start fucking with Sean too. I'm gonna start going to his streams and messing with him.
Oh, he keeps coming into Terry's like before the show starts, just bitches and bitches and bitches.
What he does. My favorite part is when he live streams talking and listening to Nathan Oakley cuss and talk shit to people, and then him at the same time talking shit, cussing about Nathan Oakley. This is insane. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm tired. I got shit to do, so I can finish eating. I'll be around. I'll be in the Discord. I'll probably be over at Jose's in a little bit. Do appreciate the conversation, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us on here.
Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. And I'm not going to tell anyone, but be here. Trust me. Be here. Trust me. Got a little something planned out. It's going to...
Oh, I like it when Sean has something planned.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I've been working on this one for like a day and a half. It's awesome. But it's going to say a lot. All right. I'll be back, or I'll see you guys over at Jose's in a little bit.
All right, bud. Have a good night.
All right, people. That's how it works. I have stuff I gotta do. I'm kind of tired. I had to work today. Like I didn't have anything really planned out for today, so hence a lot of silence. But sometimes when you just want to go live and say what's up to people, you want to do. That's what I did. Let me see here. All right, you go ahead and do that, Sick Jones. You enjoy Denial, whatever. Yeah, but I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys around. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.